All right, the president calling out Democrats for using immigration to distract from the corruption revealed this week at the Department of Justice and the FBI. Listen to this.
You look at the corruption. Did you ever see anything like it, really? That's why they're building up immigration, so you can't see what's going on in Congress. They want to stay on immigration where Obama had bigger problems than anybody, where Bush had problems, where they want to stay on immigration because they don't want to go into the halls of Congress, which has totally revealed the Russian scam that's going on.
The president pointing specifically to the lead agent in both the Clinton and Russia probes, Peter Strzok, who was mentioned approximately 600 times in the IG report. This week, Strzok was escorted from FBI headquarters and stripped of his clearance. So what does that mean for the Russia investigation? Joining me now, former Trump advisor Roger Stone. Roger, I was watching this IG hearing and Trey Gowdy really just tearing into these people up there. Listen to Trey, what he had to say.
There were FBI agents and attorneys who decided to prejudge the outcome of the Hillary Clinton case before the investigation ended. I want you to let that sink in for a second. They prejudged the outcome of the Hillary Clinton investigation before the investigation ended, and these exact same FBI agents and attorneys prejudged the outcome of the Russia investigation before it even began. That is textbook bias.
So you have biased investigators running wild, and now you're caught up in the middle of all this stuff. You nervous?
No, not really. I hope the House Intelligence Committee can get to the bottom of why the Comey FBI ran a paid informant who is a Russian national, admitted to the country on an informant visa, in on me in May of 2016 in an attempt to entrap me and compromise Donald Trump. I rejected the offer.
What was the offer?
Michael Caputo, my longtime associate, was working for Trump, contacted me and said a man named Henry Greenberg, that turns out to be an alias, has information that would be valuable to the Trump campaign. I agreed to meet with him. When I met with him for 20 minutes in South Florida, he said, I want to sell you documents. Actually, he didn't say documents. He said information on Hillary Clinton. It'll cost you $2 million.
What'd you say?
A, I don't have $2 million. B, if I did, I wouldn't pay for information. He laughed and said, it's not your money I want, it's Donald Trump's money. Gave away the game. Now, this guy has been admitted, he's a Russian national, which I admit I forgot, but the meeting's inconsequential. Nothing improper or illegal happens. The Washington Post correctly...
So you have a Russian national,
right,
former FBI informant...
Or probably current FBI
Current, former, that's to be determined, coming at you in 2016, offering... paid dirt on Hillary Clinton.
Right. He is a convicted violent felon, spent 10 years in jail in Russia, so technically shouldn't be able to get in the country. The Miami Bureau of the FBI has sponsored him on an informant's visa on 9 previous occasions. This is all happening at about the time that the Australian ambassador is not bumping into, but meeting with George Papadopoulos.
Okay, so yes, this is another instance of an FBI-connected individual running games at the Trump campaign, and this is also around the same time where Loretta Lynch, the Obama AG, allowed the Russian lawyer a special visa grant to come into this country and meet the Trumps at Trump Tower. And then remember, she met with the Fusion GPS president before and after that meeting. You know, it adds up to a lot of Obama people throwing individuals at the Trump people fishing, and I don't think they caught anything. In fact, they caught nothing, yet they're still turning the screws to the Trump campaign a year and a half afterwards.
Well, the Democrats would like to talk about the fact that I honestly didn't remember this, not the fact that the guy is FBI connected, that he's a paid informant, and that nothing of consequence happens at the meeting. Along with Steph Halper, along with the Papadopoulos situation, yeah, I think it was a setup. It was a sting.
Yeah,
also,
it was a failed sting, potentially. Also, at the same time, we have Susan Rice's cyber chief, and he testifies that Susan Rice, Obama National Security Advisor, told him to stand down in 2016 on Russia interference in our election. Listen to this.
But as far as your cyber response, you were told to stand down. Is that correct?
We were, those actions were put on the back burner, yes.
That is huge news, and the media did not report that this week. All they wanted to talk about was Melania's jacket. I think this is just devastating.
Well, what's amazing, Jesse, is there is Russian collusion in the 2016 election. The $145 million that the Russian energy company pays to the Clinton Foundation, the $500,000 that Bill takes for a speech, the fact that John and Tony Podesta are making millions from the oligarchs around Putin in banking, in gas, in uranium. There's your collusion. It's right there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Instead, we're running FBI stings on Trump operatives.
Well, Donald Trump never took $500,000 to speak in Moscow. I know that. And his foundation, the Trump Foundation, also did not take over $100 million in Russia-connected money. So, you know, we talked about it earlier on the show. There's a complete double standard with how the media treats this president compared to how the former president was treated. And I don't think that's ever going to change because I think they're so invested in his defeat that they will not allow any good news out there to the American people because they're afraid of him getting reelected.
That's why we call it the Russian collusion delusion.
All right, Roger, thank you very much. And later, Waters